you.
Today, you are looking at a man who is approximately $60,000 poorer than he was 36 hours ago. And yet I'm smiling. All right, I'm exaggerating a little bit. The price of Bitcoin got down to about $45,000 earlier this morning. And at that time, I was about $60,000 poorer than I was 36 hours ago when Bitcoin topped out at $58,375. And guys, I called this. You who have been watching the channel, confirm in the comments. Did I not call this exact thing that is happening right now? Okay, remember what we talked about? We talked about a couple of things. We talked about the fact that I was easing my way. I had $5,000 more put into BlockFi, and instead of just putting all 5,000 in on Bitcoin and Ethereum, what was I doing? I was easing my way into it. I was going to do $200 a day for 25 days, and to wait for something like this to happen. Instead, I FOMO'd on Friday for a little bit. I still have some money that needs to be converted over. But anyway, that was my plan because of this exact thing. And I dare you to find anyone on the internet, anyone who called it in that way. I said, all right, I wasn't 100% accurate. I'm sorry about that, I guess. I said maybe a correction, a crash or something from 60,000 to 45,000 and maybe even lower than 45,000. The thing that I said is I thought it was going to be in March, and here we are, February 23rd. It's just things got so hot so quickly that all of a sudden we were at this point where we had to correct. We had to. Liquidity issues, all sorts of things. MVRV. Remember, again, look for anyone on the internet who has said anything to you about MVRV. I don't dare you. I want to know. I want to know who else has brought up MVRV, because I want to follow that person. I want to learn from that person, but I seem to be the only one that I can see actually talking about this stuff. What is MVRV for those of you who are new? This is a metric. I'm not going to explain the metric. If I did, you probably would be more confused after hearing me explain it than if you did the research yourself and read it over multiple times so you could understand it. But MVRV is a key indicator, in my opinion, as to what local peaks are going to be and the absolute tops. And so this thing, according to this model, it's called tops. So we have in 2013 a double blow off top where MVRV got really hot. The score got very high, close to $10 in April of 2013, and then the second top, November of 2013, that was the peak when Bitcoin got up to, I think, $1,300 a coin, and then went down to $200 or something like that. Again, December 7th of 2017, MVRV score got up to 10, and 10 days later, the Bitcoin peaked at 19,000 plus before crashing down all the way to 3,000 over the next year. And so here's what I saw in 2017 that looked similar to 2021 are these local peaks here. MVRV got too hot, got close to 6, and there was a correction. And again, September, August of 2017 got 5.5, correction. Again, November of 2017, 5.5, and then a correction. And those were by no means times to dump all your Bitcoin. Those were just healthy periods of local corrections. And so here's what I saw on January 8th on my other channel that is pretty much now defunct. It's called World War Bitcoin. I made a video, I think it was on the 9th, titled Why I'm a Little Bit Nervous About Bitcoin Right Now. And I saw this MVRV score of 6.6, and I was like, that's too hot. It's too hot. We're not going on our way to this 10 point yet. And I would say the same thing now. And so what happened? Bitcoin on January 9th, or maybe like shortly after I made that video, Bitcoin crashed from 42,000 all the way down to 28,000 over the next few days. And so look where the MVRV got on Sunday. On Sunday, guys, it got to 7. That way too hot. And so it shouldn't be surprising at all that we crashed from 58,375 to barely under 45,000. But guys, I said that exact thing. By no means am I nervous. I've seen this so much. And especially, you know, I'll be honest with you that what we went through in January, I know some of you are new to this, but what we went through in January, that did almost take me to the point of, man, maybe I'm wrong. But no, this is going to six figures easy this year. It's just a matter of where in six figures will it go. I am on the bearish end of saying that we will see a $200,000 Bitcoin this year. But there are people saying 280, 300. There are higher numbers than that, and maybe they're right. I don't know. But I think we're going to touch $200,000 this year. This by no means shakens my confidence. And so where are we going from here? So let's see. Where are we going? We got down as low as about $45,000, maybe for a second. We got under 45,000. That seems to be a nice level of support. We seem to have bounced back quite nicely. I'm seeing a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders pattern here, which is a bullish sign. But I could see this going lower. I mean, honestly, there's a number that I've had in my mind as far as what I thought the lowest point would be with this correction, and maybe 42,000. I don't know. So, but honestly, I mean, I think buy the dip. I think this is a great time to get in. Okay. So, I hope, you know, for those of you, I know some of you, this is your first dip. I saw some people commenting later on, last Friday, last week, talking about how excited they were that they got into Bitcoin. And my immediate response to them was, remember what I said. Remember what I said about this correction that is coming. And I just, honestly, I didn't expect it to happen so fast. I mean, that correction happened quicker than 36 hours. That was quite shocking to me. What happened with Ethereum, I absolutely did not expect Ethereum to go down as far as it did. We hit 1,400 at some point. And honestly, I really do think 1,400 is the floor. That is the 2017 all-time high. We got up as high as what? Over 2,000. I think like 2036 or something for Ethereum. For it to correct over 30%, man, that was surprising to me. There's some news that might have caused some FUD, some fear, uncertainty, and doubt that contributed to that. And I'll take a look at that in a little bit here. But I do want to examine where are we going from here. Let me see. Oh, a reminder. Let me show you this reminder. This is what happened in 2017. So look, 38% correction, 38%, 33%, 38%, 36%, 29%. Those were scary times. I remember those. Those are scary times. And if you sold at any of these corrections thinking it was game over, that we were going to zero or whatever, you missed out. You were probably kicking yourself. I mean, where is that? June? I mean, Bitcoin, when at this first 38% correction, that was when that MVRV score was near 6, was around $2,000. Could you imagine selling and getting afraid at that point? You would have missed out for sure. So I would have loved to have provided more information to strengthen your confidence. I was about to go on this website, glassnote.com. All of this information was free less than a month ago, and this information was worth its weight in gold, but now it costs money. And so what I wanted to do was look up illiquid supply. And okay, will you please show up the liquid supply? Oh, here we go. And here's what I'm seeing here. If you see my mouse, this is tier 3 level data. And so I wanted to sign up. I was willing to pay $30 a month is what I thought I was going to have to pay to get this info. But tier 3 metrics is not included in this $30 a month plan. Look at how much I would have had to have paid per month to get this information. I'm sorry, as much as I love you guys, I am not paying $800 a month to get this tier 3 data. And I am dying to know, to show you the simple truth that right now, our supply of the total supply of Bitcoin is becoming more and more illiquid. And what does that mean? That means in 2017, going back to this MVRV, 2017, when we hit this MVRV score of 10.03, what you would have seen was a ton of liquidity being added to exchanges, to off of wallets, off of cold storage, because people were getting ready to sell. What you would be seeing, if I could access this data and not pay $800 to access it, you would be seeing the exact opposite happening right now, where there's just a ton of illiquidity. And so what that illiquidity is doing, the people moving their crypto from exchanges into wallets, is that there's a smaller pool of Bitcoin available, and that is going to dictate the price, the wild swings. This volatility that we're seeing is a result of illiquidity. That is why we dropped $13,000 in a matter of 36 hours, is because of illiquidity. But now people are seeing, oh man, I could get me some Bitcoin at $45,000, and I'm going to buy this dip. I'm going to buy up every bit of Bitcoin I can find. Do not feed the whales, okay? I know that there are paper hands out there who may be panic sold. I hope you're not one of them. What you're going to do if you panic sell is MicroStrategy, who I said is buying $2,000 worth of Bitcoin a second this week. They are saying thank you very much. I will gladly take this discounted Bitcoin. I will hold it forever, literally forever. And that's what you're going to do. If you sell your Bitcoin now, you are selling it to the whales, and they will gladly gobble up all of the Bitcoin. This is not going to zero, not even close. It's just not. We are going up and up and up. And so, where are we going from here? I already said, I could see maybe there's some kind of Omega bounce, and Omega bounce is basically like crash hard, bounce really hard. Maybe that's where we're going right now. Seems like we're trying to figure out on a 3-minute chart here. Maybe this is some kind of and I don't want to call it a dead cat bounce because that implies that the thing is dead. It's not, but maybe this is a kind of a bounce before a further dip. I'm not going to try to predict that. I tend to think that 45,000 was the bottom, but we'll see. I'll take some more discounted Bitcoin. I have some more money to throw at it, and I gladly will. I already did today. But here's what I want to say as far as where I think we're going for the rest of the year. Again, back to MVRV. What are we going to do? So in 2017, we had one peak, one massive peak that was it. That was the peak. In 2013, we had a fake out. We had one peak that seemed like it was the peak, and that was when I think April of 2013. But then in November of 2013, we had the actual peak. So, I mean, Bitcoin peaked. I'm totally blanking here. I think it peaked at like $100 or something like that. Maybe it was about $200, 200 something, a little over $200 in April of 2013. And then it crashed pretty hard, and we all thought that was it. I mean, I didn't have any Bitcoin at the time, I'll admit it, but I was following it, and that we thought that was it, that was the peak, and there's a crash. And this was also new to us that we didn't know. I mean, is that it for Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin going to zero from here? Obviously, that wasn't the case. And then it peaked again in November 2013 at $1,300. And so what I am seeing right now is something in between 2013 and 2017. But as time progresses, this is looking more and more like 2013. And so what does that mean? That means I don't think we're going to see, we haven't seen any 38% corrections. I don't think we're going to see any of these corrections that intense except for one time. So the correction in January was, I think, about 30%. And I think that's exactly actually what it was. 42 to 38 would be 30 to 33%. But I mean, it touched 38 so briefly, or 28 so briefly. So 25% correction this time. Maybe it'll go lower. Maybe it'll be a 30% crash. I don't think it's going to be a 38% correction. If it's like 2013, which it's looking more and more like that, we are going to have a sharp rise in these coming months to a point, and then have something that looks like, oh, that was the crash. And it won't be. It'll be a massive fake out. And so what's the number I'm thinking in my mind? And we'll have 25% corrections along the way. That number might be $100,000 Bitcoin. I mean, if this happens in the next couple months, which I think it will, like maybe we'll hit $100,000 in April, and maybe a lot of people are going to see that as a major psychological point, and there'll be some kind of a sell-off, especially in China. China doesn't have a hodling mentality. They're like, I'm going to take my profits. And whatever, okay, China, we'll buy your cheap Bitcoin. And maybe it'll go from 100,000 to 50,000 or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it won't be that severe, but there will be one major correction. And a lot of people, a lot of naysayers are going to be like, I told you so, you shouldn't have gotten into Bitcoin. And I'll just be holding it this whole time, being like, okay, cool. I'll buy more. I'll gladly buy this dip. And then after that, the action will really get heated. So I'm leaning more towards now that's going to happen. That will hit 100,000, that's going to be a major barrier, that maybe there's going to be a major correction there, and then after that, we'll shoot up like crazy to 200, dare I say 300, dare I say more, 1,000, and then we'll see what happens after that. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research before investing your hard-earned money. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. Okay. So, like I said, the Ethereum correction I thought was a little too intense, which makes me think that, again with Ethereum, that $1,400 was the bottom. We'll see. It is already bounced back to 1,542. And I do think if we go any lower that it's not going to be 1,400. There was some fear, uncertainty, and doubt spread overnight. And you might have missed this. Binance suspends Ethereum and ERC20 token withdrawals before quickly reversing course. So at almost the lowest point this past evening, Binance suspended Ethereum trading. And so people freaked out. Because usually what happens when that happens is that people interpret that as like, oh no, something's wrong. I need to sell my Ethereum as quickly as possible, and I can't sell. And Binance is screwing me over. And so I think that created this panic where Ethereum fell to $1,400. And so, I mean, stuff like this happens. Coinbase, it happens all the time with Coinbase. It drives me crazy with Coinbase, which is why I don't recommend Coinbase. This is something more on the newer side for me that I'm seeing this on Binance. But they tweeted out that they had to suspend trading. 37 minutes later, they unsuspended trading. But at that point, if you were to time these tweets, look at the tweets, and then look at the price of Ethereum, that is when Ethereum got down to $1,400 a coin. And so it's over. Ethereum was having some major issues with their fees. It's called their, the Ethereum gas costs. So that's what caused Binance to suspend trading, is that their fees were just out of this world expensive. And I told you on Friday, that is a concern. I think they're going to be able to solve it easily, but that's a concern with Ethereum, is that their fees are ridiculous. And so, and it's set by miners, which of course miners want to charge high fees. They'll get this taken care of, and miners aren't going to be happy, but forget about that. Who cares about the miners? So, moving on, do not feed the whales. Please, you will regret it. This is not GameStop. The whales, with GameStop, we were hoping for some kind of catalyst with some kind of whale buying. And I'm telling you, the whales are buying. And they're going to continue to buy. In fact, in January, I remember, I think it was MicroStrategy that announced that they were going to buy up massive amounts of Bitcoin. And then the price crashed, and they were like, great, this is great. And I'm not accusing MicroStrategy of anything, but this is quite a coincidence that, again, they get to buy all this cheap Bitcoin. Congrats, MicroStrategy. I mean, I'm in your corner. I'm rooting for you. It's just, that is quite a coincidence. So anyway, moving on. There is some stock news that I want to talk about. Oh, man. Churchill Capital. I think you guys, if you invested in CCIV and you invested close to that peak of around $60, a little over $60, I think you got played. I'm sorry about that. I think this ended up being a buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. What happened? After hours, Churchill, their after hours price collapsed. I mean, a 34% drop as of right now, pre-market. And the news came that they were merging with Lucid Motors. And so there was some pump and dump going on here. Somebody got you excited if you bought into this and sold the news. And so I'm sorry if that's you. This is not usually how it works when an announcement like this is made that the merger is happening. That is usually a catalyst for the stock price to go up, and in this case, it's not. With that being said, I would wait for this to shake out, and I think CCIV will be a really good buying opportunity at some point soon. So, I don't know what to say. Diamond hands or whatever, get out, wait for the price to shake out. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but they'll be back at some point. I don't know when, maybe a month, maybe a year. I don't know. So it seems as if right now a lot of the stocks that we love, a lot of tech is getting hit really hard right now. Apple, which I own calls in. Fortunately, they're expiring far enough out that I'm not going to worry too much about them. Tesla is... Tesla pre-market $676.51. Is this the bubble bursting? I am not. I am on record. If you listened to me last week, I said stay away from Tesla. That has been my motto for the last few months. And so, yeah, sure, I missed out on massive gains, but man, I would love to see a Tesla fear and greed index. I mean, there isn't fear and greed for stocks alone. But man, if there was, I would love to see the fear greed index, because I'm sure it was topping out in the 90s for months on end, and I bet now it's pretty low, which usually means a buying opportunity. But man, I don't know. I could see it going half of its peak. Its peak was $900 a share. I could see this going to $450, and dare I say even lower. So, I buy, again, I am a long-term bull in Tesla. I buy $15 of shares a day. When I see this, I get excited. I'm quite happy because I'm going to be buying $15 worth of Tesla, hopefully for the next 20 years. And I will gladly at this moment buy some discounted Tesla. I mean, I don't even want to call it discounted. I would say more so fair market price Tesla. I will gladly buy Tesla however far down it goes. And I think options is not the right strategy for Tesla. Buy shares, and Tesla's going much higher in the long run, but it'll be rocky. So GameStop, GameStop seems to be not as affected, and it's nice to see that all of this sell-off that's happening with tech. I mean, look at the NASDAQ futures down 207.50. That it's not as crazy on Tesla. So I just wanted to throw that out. Good to see with GME, with GameStop. One thing that I'm just going to keep my eyes on, and I do, like I said, I don't even know if I've said this on this channel. I currently own 400 shares of Rolls-Royce because I just saw that it seemed to me like a tremendous buying opportunity, a good value stock. And Rolls-Royce, I know you think of them as a car manufacturer, but they're heavy in airline and actually even in space. So their shares were down to $1.30, something like that, and I bought 400 shares. Love to see that get up above $10. I think that'll be easy for that to happen and turn a few $100s into a few $1,000s. It's a little play. It's not anything huge by any means. And so this is what's happening. The reopening trades keep ripping. So what does it list here? NCLH, American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, things like that. So airlines, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Lines. Maybe now is a good time to get in, and maybe, dare I even say, AMC is a good stock to keep your eyes on, maybe to nibble away at. I'll be paying attention to this. Look at all these stocks on the side here. Sorry that my mug is in the way, but they're looking green. Let me click on one of them, American Airlines, just to see how we're doing. Pre-market up to 23 cents, not huge, but that's better compared to a lot of the other things that are happening right now. Lots of tech going down. So is that a thing that we're going to be seeing more of, tech, or is this just a blip? I don't know. I'm not going to say one way or another. My attention is much more heavily focused on crypto right now, on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on some other things. I'm looking for some buying opportunities. So that is it for today. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment sections what you want to talk about. Let me know what you had for breakfast. And until tomorrow, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope that you did not panic sell, that you don't panic sell. And buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. See you later.